Hey everyone, and I just want to address something that's been coming up with a decent amount of people, and then I wonder what Hypixel's actual intentions were with the museum. So first, we're going to play a segment from Refraction's video here.
I know it's definitely like an attempt to try and patch the economy, but people will definitely want to max this thing out. All right.
So the idea that a lot of people are getting from this, and I know this was just a small second of his video, he wasn't like actually analyzing it, so I know Refraction would come to the same conclusion if he actually thought about it, but the problem with the museum, right? And we're just gonna go to a forum post that super basic that gave me the idea and why like this is just wrong. So it's pretty obvious, but it's kind of common sense. If there's more demand and less supply, the value is going to go up. So the problem that a lot of people are thinking is that the museum is going to cause deflation. That having all these items that are getting put in here that are never going to be seen again is going to deflate the economy and kind of fix the economy, all the crazy inflation we've been having lately. The problem is that's the exact opposite of what's going to happen. Like complete opposite. You still have the same amount of coins, right? Like it doesn't cost anything, but now less items can be traded. Like sure, they still exist, but if they aren't in the participating in the economy, there's less of them. So that means the few that are still tradable will cost more because there's just less on the auction, right? So this actually is going to increase inflation like a lot. It's going to cause items that weren't getting inflated that like if you were new to the game and you wanted to get an aspect of the dragons or you wanted to get a leaping sword or something not meta, they hadn't gone up with inflation very much. In fact, they've still been going down because they're useless. But the museum's actually going to cause these all to inflate in value as well. And the problem with this, like all the dragon armors again as well, is that it pretty much makes it even more broken for early game. Now your money making methods, your farming, your zealots, everything is going to be even harder because it's going to cost more to get items, and the profits from your grinding isn't going to reflect the amount of money extra that stuff is going to cost is going to be even more than the amount of money extra you're going to make from grinding as an early game player. So it'll make the gap even further. And then I'm just going to go over my simple solution to the museum and how you could actually fix the inflation problem with it. So pretty much my thesis for this is that people that already wanted completion in the game, they've already done it. Like they already have set up stuff on their island. They've already collected all the armor sets they want. Or even ones that haven't done it yet can do that. The whole point of using the museum to get people to put stuff in is that there's rankings, right? You can see the top museum donators. So you get the clout from it because it's all visible at all times. And so instead of doing items, right, they could fix the inflation by just making it coins. You void coins. Whoever puts the most coins into the museum that are just gone, they're taken out of the economy, they're wiped. And all it gets is a scoreboard. And, it's the top 50, top 100, and then everyone can just do slash museum or whatever and see how much you've voided pretty much. And this would be a great way to pretty much fix the inflation that the museum would be causing if this was, Hypixel's goal with the museum, which a lot of people are getting that it is. And I'm kind of concerned that that was their goal too, which this does the opposite, right? So instead they could do, it is more boring, right? You can't see items. It's not as intriguing. And they could still do the museum, but instead of making them gone forever, that's just you put them in here and it's a visible museum and you can still take them out and that wouldn't cause inflation, but it's coins voided. This would also stop a lot of duping, right? Like dupers that would just void coins into the economy, buy out markets, would instead just void as much as they can into the museum and go that number one place with 10 trillion coins voided, and they'd get the satisfaction of the entire server seeing it, but they wouldn't ruin the economy like they have been. So I think this is a really simple solution that fixes a lot of problems, at least a little bit. Like it stops duping as much, like it stops those coins going into the economy and instead makes them, because they're doing it for the clout, right? Same with putting items in the museum as it is anyway. And it would, instead of causing inflation, it would actually cause deflation, which would be good for a lot of the more early game people. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope I hear your guys' opinions on it. If you'd been one of the people that thought this would cause inflation or deflation, this has cleared that up. And no hate on Perfection. Obviously, he's a great YouTuber. Anyway, thanks.